That means I pretty much figure out whether it has my criteria here, the float, the news, the daily chart. So these are like, you know, the volume. These are just how I pick stocks based on, you know, liquidity, based on the chart, based on the news, based on the float, and then based on, you know, what is the percentage of the gap. I need a stock that was gapping up at least 30, 25%. So now I pretty much look at different types of setups. In this situation, I have 3 different setups using VWAP. VWAP is very important. That's where big money is. So think about it as a brick wall. Always think about it as a brick wall. If the VWAP breaks on the front side, it needs to come test VWAP on the downside and then bounce right off. If VWAP, you know, goes underneath VWAP, if it goes underneath VWAP and hits VWAP, that's like a brick wall. Think of it like a red brick wall. You know, that's a great area of support and great area of resistance. So in this situation, I look at VWAP reclaim before 9:30. So this is a 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. You have a stock just going up right about here. And then right here, it forms a lower low, and then it pretty much a lower low, and then a high, and then right here, a higher high combined with a VWAP reclaim. You can see so here that sometimes it just breaks through VWAP and shoots straight up. You have to be mindful of that. But most of the time, it breaks VWAP and comes back down and tests it. So it goes above VWAP, comes back, test it. You load some shares with under the VWAP stop loss. So here would be your stop loss, and then it goes straight up. I've been discovering this strategy. This is a great strategy to use. I call it VWAP reclaim before 9:30. The next strategy I have is VWAP reclaim after 9:30. VWAP reclaim after 9:30 works on floats underneath 10 million and stocks that have news. 85% of VWAP reclaim after 9:30 happened on stocks that have news. So I will never buy a VWAP reclaim after 9:30 if the stock does not have news. And ideally, I've seen these tickers, say you have a stock after 9:30, you know, we spike up, say, I don't know, $1 to like $5, and then it pretty much opens up at $2. And then right here, you have a VWAP reclaim, and then you have a VWAP reclaim test, and then go straight up, I don't know, to 7. I've seen them go something like this. It's not often, but I've seen them. Ideally, this is what you want to do. So, you know, just because, you know, 90% of traders, when they see a gapper, you know, that's over 30% that is opening up under VWAP. Usually it sells off. 90% of them do sell off, but sometimes they do VWAP reclaim, especially if they have news, and they squeeze all these shorts. The reason why this strategy works so well is because all these shorts are in it. So in order for a stock to go higher, you need to have, you know, short sellers covering their stock. So this is why I have this VWAP reclaim strategy. It works on tickers that have pretty much news. They're under 20 milli float. They're opening up after 9:30 under VWAP, and they just pretty much have this crazy range because the stocks will go literally like a vertical candle straight up. The next strategy we're gonna have is a VWAP bounce after 9:30. So this strategy works like, say we had a stock going from $1 to like $3, right? So you had a stock going from $1 to $3, and then pretty much at 9:30 starts selling off. And you can see that most of the time the stock, you know, when it moved from 7 o'clock in the morning till about 9:30, it was above VWAP. What we're looking for, the VWAP bounce strategy, is to pretty much come back down to VWAP and then continue on back up. That is a very simple pattern. I call it a VWAP bounce after 9:30. So this is how I use VWAP. VWAP reclaim. Moving on to the last part of the section, we have here wedges. I use wedges a lot. This is part of my intraday price action, the intraday prices. Wedges they're pretty much 3 types of wedges. You have the uptrend wedge, you have the sideways wedge, and you have the downtrend wedge. What we're looking for is a 3 times the charm breakout. In this situation, you had a stock pretty much going straight up to a resistance point, let's call it $5, and pretty much came back down, made a low, and then it came back down to 5, and then it came back down, made a higher low right here, and then you connect these lines as an uptrend. And then the moment that we break the $5 mark, I don't know, it's going to probably spike up to 7. This is an intraday pattern using the wedge pattern. We also have the sideways wedge. This is pretty much the majority of them are probably going to be the uptrend wedges. The intraday price, the intraday patterns are going to pretty much be the uptrend wedge. There's a little bit. Some of them are sideways wedge. Not too many, but some. But and then the downtrend wedge, I do use it, but not a lot. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. Sideways wedge, like this, you have a stock pretty much coming back here, coming a low, a high, a low, and then pretty much a lower low and a lower high, and then it pretty much gets condensed into this wedge pattern formation, and then it breaks out. Then you have the downtrend wedge, pretty much goes, you have pretty much a stock going up, and then a low, and then a higher low, and then a higher, higher high, higher low, and then finally it breaks the downtrend. These are intraday price action. VWAP, VWAP reclaim before 9:30, after 9:30, pretty much VWAP bounce after 9:30, and then I use a lot of wedges